Hey everyone, welcome back to Local Ag. It's February the 12th, 2026. Happy New Year and happy Valentine's weekend. We haven't been in the studio since December. We took a little winter break and now we're back with our first episode of 2026. I'm your host, Melody Divers from the Bedford County Ag Advisory Board. And today marks our 18th episode and we are spotlighting the brave and courageous folks of Huddleston Hog and Highland Homestead. Joining us today is Jasmine Castle and Joey Hogan, the folks behind Huddleston Hog and Highland Homestead. On the night of January the 10th, Jasmine and her fiancé Joey returned home to a nightmare. A late-night fire tearing through their hay barn and pig farrowing stalls. In a heroic effort to save their livestock, Jasmine suffered second-degree burns, but there is a silver lining in that bravery. Not a single animal was lost in the fire. While the livestock were saved, the damage was significant. Huddleston Hog and Highland Homestead lost between 500 and 550 square bales of hay in the blaze along with their hay barn. In the wake of this heartbreaking event, we have seen something incredible, a community rallying together to support two of their own. If you follow Jasmine on social media, you have likely seen that her perspective has shifted from tragedy to deep appreciation. And here of late, I do believe that Funny Bone has been healing as well, because some of those videos have definitely made me chuckle, especially the Valentine's one. So today we bring you a story of healing, both physical and mental, and a testament to the connection that hold a community together. So this episode is going to look a little different or sound a little different than usual. We really just want Jasmine and Joey to have the floor to tell the story of what happened in their own words. Also, we want to hear about the history of the homestead, the events of January 10th, but most importantly, the wonderful positive things that are blooming from the ashes. Without further ado, please welcome Jasmine and Joey of Huddleston Hog and Highland Homestead. Glad y'all are here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Jasmine, I've heard that you're going to do most of the talking, but I've also heard that Joey may pipe in as he feels comfortable. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Before we start talking about January 10th, can you just tell folks a little bit about your farm, like what you raise, where you're located, and then anything else on the history part and the why part, and then you can just unfold the story as you feel comfortable.
Sure. So we're located in Huddleston, Virginia, 14555 Wyatt's Way. We have a little farm store, which we just opened in November of 2024. And we raise Highland cows, Cooney pigs, and then we have a mixed breed of chickens. So we do beef, pork, and eggs. Mm-hmm. But this year we are starting meat birds, so we're going to add chicken to that as well, which is very exciting. They're currently occupying our entire basement, and that's been a kind of fun experience.
And you have cats too, right?
Yes.
So I bet that's real fun.
Our cat is so sweet because she's actually blind. I got her from the Humane Society last year, and she had a bad issue with her eyes. So me, again, as a PA and wound care specialist, I did wound care on her eyes as they healed from surgery.
So
If it weren't for her, she wouldn't be here.
Oh, wow.
So
Wonderful.
she's the sweetest cat.
So she's being kind to the new chickens. Okay.
Yes, she's very, very sweet.
Oh.
But anyway, so I started the farm. I bought it in 2019. I actually grew up on a farm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and farming was kind of always my roots. Then I went to school, kind of got away from things, became a PA. A lot of things went on during that time, kind of changed my perspective. I was actually going to go to regular medical school. My dad got sick, died of cancer, and kind of changed some things around. Ended up deciding that I wanted to be a PA instead of an MD, and it's been the best profession that I could ever ask for. I felt like I could take more time with my patients and really care about them. And that kind of is my basis of who I am. But then I wanted to get back to my roots. Our motto as the farm is where farming is therapy and food is medicine.
Excellent.
And I coined that because I actually have Asperger's. And as a child, I was homeschooled, had a lot of social issues. My mom recognized that and homeschooled me. I was failing a lot of subjects, couldn't read till I was about 10, but wasn't diagnosed till later in life. But anyway, the animals were therapeutic. I could talk to them better than I could talk to humans. So that's our theme, is farming is therapy, and then food is medicine, because I've realized both through medical school as well as in my life that a farm-raised diet, all natural, none of this extra crap that goes into the stores, it has been the best thing. And through that, I've actually lost a lot of weight, felt healthier, had a lot of IBS issues that all went away. So it's changed my life. So food has been my medicine and farming has been my therapy. And I've been so excited to be able to kind of turn that around and share that with other people.
Absolutely. And I would assume that now more than ever, that motto means so much to you.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so then my first job down here, it was kind of a God calling. I had never felt a pull so strong in my life to do a job. So I'm not from Virginia. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I don't know anybody down here. I had no reason to come down here. And then this job came up after I graduated from PA school. And for some reason, it was like, that's it. That's where you got to go. And I was like, all right, well, if you say so, here I go.
Right.
And packed up my entire life and moved to Bedford County, Virginia. Worked at Johnson Health Center, right over here. And after a few years in 2021, I diagnosed my first heart attack. And that was Joey Hogan.
Who's sitting with us.
Yes.
Okay.
I had no idea at the time, other things were going on in my life, but it was something you always remember as a medical provider, the first heart attack that you ever diagnose. So years went past. I changed jobs. I'm now at CVFP Internal Medicine, and ran into him at a store in 2023, the Glenwood Hardware store. And I recognized him, but I didn't realize, and I was like, I know him. And finally it clicked, and I said, Joey, you don't recognize me, do you? He just looked at me, and I said, remember your heart attack? And then it was just talking. He was getting screws, and I was like, he's a carpenter. So I weaseled him in, and I said, I could use a little help around the farm.
Okay.
Some fences and castrating some pigs.
Yeah.
I've done it all before because I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you speak the language, you know the thing.
He speaks the language, and since he came into my life, we've really been able to expand the farm, because before then, it was really just me. I had a few cows. I had just gotten some pigs. I had a few chickens. Now we've quadrupled in size since he's been able to help, and he's basically my 24/7 farmhand.
Yeah, I was going to say he's really, seems like a good partnership. You both bring a lot to the table.
Yeah.
So we have a little background. So you really didn't start the farm, it sounds like, as a way to work with consumers. You really did it for your own self, getting back to your roots and the part of
self-sustainability.
That it felt right for you. And so it just kind of organically morphed into what it is today.
Correct.
It just felt right, and continue going with the leading. Yes. So now we have a good background. Our listeners understand the why and all of that. And so if you're in a good spot to take us to the January 10th event, and then we'll be supportive as you share that.
Yeah. So that was probably the worst night of our lives together.
It was timing too, when we got home.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. We were in North Carolina with Joey's family at a monster truck show.
Yeah.
And when we got home, I ran in the house. I had to go to the bathroom. But I didn't even realize there was a fire. And then Joey kind of walked slowly around the house and realized the flames. Yeah. And I was actually like brushing my teeth. And I heard him scream, and I dropped the toothbrush and everything on the floor. I knew by the sound of his voice something's
really bad.
Really bad. And I came out, and he's trying with a hose, and I see this flame coming up from the center of the barn, and I'm just like...
Yeah, it's about 10 feet coming out from under the roof, rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, by that time.
And I was like, oh, no, this is bad. And, of course, you're just in awe at first, like, I don't know what to do. And he was using the hose, and I was like, this is more than a hose. And
I think I said, let's start getting the pigs out.
Yeah.
We can't stop it. Yep.
Yeah. And then he said that there's nothing we can do. Let's just let them out. Let's just let them out. And so there were 6 mother sows and 9 piglets total that were housed in that barn. Now, they had areas to go in and out. They weren't locked in the barn. But had they been stuck in their pens, which weren't very big, they would have burned. So we started letting them all out. And thankfully, some neighbors stopped by that saw the fire, and they also were helping us let out the pigs. The fire department got there within about 15 minutes. So they were pretty quick.
Oh,
but,
wow.
Yeah, but we had released all the pigs before they got there. And it was the last litter, which was a sow and 6 piglets, where I got burned, mostly on my backside, because it's kind of like a doggy door that we use to allow the moms to go in and out. And the barn had caught on fire to the point that the flames were starting to come out the doggy door. And
blowing.
Yeah, they were blowing out. And we were trying to get it open, and the mom was actually kind of shielding her babies from the fire. But she wouldn't really go. We kind of had to push her out, but then the piglets were just kind of going back and forth. And I had to get in there. I was like, we're not losing anything. I got in there and grabbed them, and then I was like throwing them to Joey and getting them out. And I remember feeling kind of hot, but then I kind of like dove out. The fire was coming so quickly. It was just so fast.
And your adrenaline was probably
amped. Yeah, you just were going. And then, it wasn't for a little while later I started realizing that my back and my hand were bubbling up.
Oh, okay.
But thankfully I am wound care trained, as I had said, so I was able to kind of take care of my own wounds, and they've healed very nicely, which is great. No animals were lost. In the moment, it was like pigs were going everywhere. The fire trucks were coming in. There's pigs in front of the fire truck. They were like, should we pull in?
What do you want us to do here?
Yeah.
That's right. They're running everywhere.
Yeah, they were running all over the place, and I was worried that we might have lost some in between the mess,
Just the chaos, it's not a normal vibe that they were used to.
Exactly, but it ended up, some piglets went to other moms, but I had, after a while and the fire was contained, we were able to kind of organize them, and I was like, we didn't lose any.
Yeah, and a lot of my family come over there, too. They on the rescue squad, too. My nephew is, and his wife. And then my brother come over and his wife. They was all helping. Neighbors come.
Yeah, there was so many people helping out. You were just like...
So from that first point, you already saw the community.
Exactly.
And it seems like the community is still with you. I think you've had some good sales days at the barn.
Yeah.
Because at one point you said the store is closed indefinitely, and then the next post was, we're doing it. We're moving forward.
Right.
Yeah. At first, it was a Saturday evening, and our farm store is typically on Sundays. So I was like,
obviously,
I don't know what to do at this point. We were just so overwhelmed and in shock. And it was, the next day that our friends from the farmers market came and brought us food and straw, and they just came without even being asked.
And y'all showed up, too.
Yep.
Hey.
Y'all showed up and brought us hay. We got about 200 square bales, and people they weren't even asking us. They were just They were just doing. And now I was so grateful because at that point I was just so overwhelmed that I couldn't even think straight.
Yeah.
And people were just coming out of the woodwork. I didn't even know these people, and they were just.
I'd tell her, just let it happen. Don't worry about it, just let it happen.
That is such good advice. And on a farm or not, let somebody love you.
Yeah.
This is, and I've said frequently on this podcast, that is the heart of Bedford. I mean, I'm not saying everything is perfect, but our community has a heart, and you all witnessed that.
Yeah, because I've told people before, especially in my job as a PA, sometimes you're like, you see some of the bad stuff and you're like, people can be mean.
Right.
And then it's a situation like this where you're like, wow, there is so many kind people in the world. And we were just overwhelmed by how kind everybody was being and I told him at first, I'm like, I don't want to accept, we can't do this. And he's like, just let them help you. And it was kind of hard for me, but.
Yeah, because, it sounds like you're both very, independent people. You're together, you work as a team, but I'm sure that could be overwhelming. Because sometimes the people that like doing for others, when it's bounced back to you, you're like, whoa, I like to be the person
I know
doing the thing. And you are a provider. You are a caregiver by that's your trade. So you're used to, I will help you. But when someone tries to bounce it back on you, you're like, what? Yeah. This is new.
Exactly. It was a new experience for us. And I mean, even several times at the farm store, we've donated food several times too to people in need in the Bedford community. We've donated food several times, and we love doing that.
And never with the expectation of having it returned.
Right.
And it was.
Yeah.
That's the good stuff, y'all. That is the good stuff. Y'all better be living right. That is the good stuff right there. So tell me about anything else about January the 10th. Are we rebuilding? Let folks know where you are with the structures that you lost.
We're working on it. He has drawn out some plans already.
Okay.
Joey
started the foundation too.
In the midst of all this silly winter weather, you were doing it? Okay, that's dedication.
He is a go-getter.
Yeah, this winter's been disrespectful. I know y'all can say that, but the weather's been very disrespectful. But it's probably felt good to be able to move forward and see something formed in some regards. Okay, so the barn is being rebuilt. Are you making it the same size, bigger?
It's bigger.
All right, bigger and better, y'all. All right.
But the hay is going to be separate.
Yes.
That's going to be separate because we realized, as soon as the hay caught on fire, it was like fuel. There was nothing you could do to stop that hay from burning everything up. We lost a lawnmower. Probably between the hay and everything else was about $10,000 worth of things within the building. And just a note to anybody out there, make sure you insure your hay. We personally, I just didn't know that you need to insure and section out things like that. We had, like I said, about $10,000 between the hay and items in the building that were lost that weren't covered.
Okay.
And we didn't know.
All right. So Maya Angelou says, when you know better, you do better. And
That's
so
right.
Y'all are doing something great right now. I'm hoping someone heard this and you might have just saved a situation. So
exactly.
Yeah, just keep telling your story and lovingly guide people on this is what happened to us and here's how you can learn. So that is great. So we're rebuilding. We now know about the insurance situation, and the storefront is open still on Sundays.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Are we ready to talk about what you have to offer, especially with Valentine's Day coming up?
Yes. So we are open every Sunday from 12 to 4 at our little farm store. Like I said, we have Highland beef, kuni pork. We have eggs. And then I make sourdough loaves as well as cinnamon rolls. I make homemade pickles. We make a sweet and spicy, which I call it the Jazzy Pickles.
Yeah.
It's my nickname.
I was going to say, is that your nickname?
Yeah. And then we have some local things like honey. I have a friend that makes homemade and homegrown barbecue seasoning, and we try to repurpose the whole animal. So we use the whole hog, the whole cow. We honor these animals. We don't like anything to go to waste. So like Joey will repurpose the skulls.
Okay.
And we'll sell them. I also use all the fat. I started making candles from the pig fat, which is my way to try to not let anything go to waste. The organs, we make dog food out of them.
Yeah.
We try to use everything.
That's the best policy.
Yeah.
I like that.
No waste. So we have a lot of different items in our store. For Valentine's Day, we had a special. Now, we're not going to be open on Saturday, so kind of our last Sunday was last.
Are you going to be at a farmer's market?
Yes, we
Okay.
we will be at a farmer's market today. So
Busy day for y'all.
Yes, 3 to 6. So we do the Rustburg Ruritan Club Farmers Market, and that's 200 Colonial Highway in Rustburg. We do that. So this is kind of the off season, so it's not every Thursday, but then starting in April, it will be every Thursday from 3 to 6 at the Rustburg Ruritan Club.
Okay. So you're there today, and then you'll be open on Sunday.
Yes.
So some people may be celebrating Valentine's,
Late, yeah.
maybe because work or something.
Yeah,
So,
so-
they can still.
Our special is still on, where you can get a 2-pack of Highland beefsteaks or 2 Kuni blade steaks or Copa cutlets. And then if you do that for $10 more, you get a 6-ounce piece of fudge and a candle, which is an $18 value for $10.
And you made the candle.
Yep. I make the candles, and they burn amazing. We love them. They're so clean.
I was going to say, I bet they're clean.
Yep. No extra stuff. They're just Kuni lard, a small amount of all-natural beeswax, and fragrance oils.
I love it. Now, you had a birthday a week ago or so,
Last
Joe?
Saturday.
Yeah, and I saw on Facebook that you had a delightful meal. What did you fix him for his birthday meal?
Copa cutlets.
Tell us about that real quick. That sounds
They're
intriguing.
That's good.
They are delicious. Honestly, you will not think it is pork.
Okay.
It is so tender. It just falls apart. It is basically like the ribeye, but no bone.
Okay.
Of the
Okay, I was going to say,
cut.
like, what would talk beef to me? What would I
Yeah,
have?
it would be like comparable to a ribeye. So it's
Okay.
got a little bit of marbling fat throughout it, and it's a
Wow.
It's a very dark red cut. So the Kuni meat is actually higher in a lot of nutrients, omegas 3, 6, and 9, vitamins D and E. It's very nutrient dense pork. So I chose these animals that we have. I chose them
purpose.
for reasons. Yeah. For the nutritional value, as well as being, good for homesteading, smaller size, good on the land, all this stuff.
You
But
eat one,
anyway,
you'll want more.
You'll get it. Like,
yeah, you try them and you'll be like,
I get it.
Yeah, we grilled them for family one time, the Copa cutlets, and they were like, "What is this? Like a tenderloin or beef tenderloin?" And they couldn't tell.
that. Okay, I'm going to have to putz over there one Sunday because that sounds really cool.
I should have brought them some steaks. I didn't think about that. I should have brought you a pack. Of
You have a little bit going on. You're fine. Totally fine. So we know you're open on Sundays, and this is a question we get asked at our storefront all the time. Can you talk about what payments you accept, and do you do shipping or delivery?
So we don't do any shipping or delivery. It's just very hard for frozen products, and we just don't want to go through that. And plus,
Same.
yeah, plus there's tons of local farms everywhere. We always say support your local farm. Maybe we're not your local farm, but you need to support your local farm.
Right.
I don't need to ship my products. That we have tons of people in our community, and honestly, we're a small farm, so we can't support everybody.
Yeah, we
anyway.
don't ship either.
We can't support everybody anyway.
We don't do that.
But we do cash, and we do have Square, so we can accept cards. But we also do like Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle.
Okay.
So we pretty much accept everything,
Right.
Because of Square.
Yeah, I like what you said. I tell folks all the time, I said, we live in a great county for finding someone, a farmer that lines up with what's important to you, and whether we're your farm or someone else, you're going to find it in Bedford County.
Yeah.
I mean, with the exception of maybe like some exotic meats or whatnot, we're going to be the place that you can definitely find what you're looking for.
Right.
And the other day you did a social media and you did plug some other farms, and that's what it's all about. Is there's it's not a competition. Johnny and I say it all the time. There is enough farms in Bedford County that we can feed everybody. It's not a competition. I love it.
Absolutely.
And then when you said that the other day, I was like, that's it right there. I love it.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, we couldn't support the whole county if we wanted to. We're just a small farm. But that's what we say. If we have more small farms, more small businesses, we're going to really help out the community. But we have to band together.
Yeah,
as
agreed.
the small farms.
Do you have plans for expanding? I know we got chickens, meat birds this year.
Yeah.
So is it like that every year? We'll evaluate where we are, move
Got to
forward,
make it bigger.
I don't know if we're gonna
or do you like where you are?
So it's difficult because I do still work full time. Mm-hmm. And I work about 50 hours a week at my full-time job besides the farm.
Right.
So it's a little difficult. And I love my job. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I love caring for people. I love my job. I always tell my patients, I love getting up in the morning and I love coming home.
Now, we'll make that little store bigger, probably. It's one more room off to the left.
Okay.
We might make it a little bigger, but we're never going to be a big farm.
Right. It's still going to be like a very close-knit type of setting. Okay. Yeah. I love that. And tell folks where they can see you on social media, since I've been referencing that.
Yeah, so we have Facebook and Instagram, and we also have a website, which is just the HuddlestonHomestead.com. You can pre-order. We don't accept any payments online, but if you wanted to pre-order and pick up on Sunday, you could reserve, pick out what you wanted.
Okay.
And you can see all our prices on our website as well if you're curious about
oh, that's good.
Prices of meats and things. All of our prices are listed on the HuddlestonHomestead.com.
Wonderful.
And you walk around and see the animals, too, if you want to.
Exactly.
Okay. I think people really like that.
Yep.
We say people, they like being able to see the animals and also look their farmers in the eyes and have conversations and really, that's a box store can't offer that.
Exactly.
They cannot offer that conversation. I know the last Saturday I was out of the storefront, so Johnny was running the show, and I said, they're going to like talking to you. I mean, I'm the social media person, I'm the email person, I help you with your beef shares, but they want to talk to you. They really want to meet their farmer. And I think that's what our small farms in Bedford County can do for the community. You can really get to meet who's growing and raising your food.
And we have some people that just come to be with the piglets.
Yeah.
Or see the Highland calves. And,
but it goes back to your motto, maybe that.
Yeah, farming is therapy.
Yeah, and then maybe that's what they need, and they know
exactly.
they can get that there.
Exactly.
I hope that's what they're
exactly.
They're falling into what you're wanting people to embrace.
Yeah.
Anything else before we move into the announcements? Are we good?
Thank you.
Y'all did it.
Yep.
And Joey talked more than you thought he would. All right. So we'll hear from them. And one more thing in the announcements, but we're going to let them catch their breath for a second. I've enjoyed this episode, and it was a very real conversation, and we do feel thankful that Joey and Jasmine felt comfortable enough to share their story with us. So, on a happier note, Valentine's Day is coming up, and as we have hinted so strongly, please try to support the local farmers and producers in our area when you're thinking about that special Valentine's gift or that special Valentine's meal. You can do some shopping at the Bedford Farmers Market and the Forest Farmers Market. They're both having markets on Saturday, February the 14th. For the Bedford Farmers Market, if you have any questions or curiosities, you can email Erica at mybedfordmarket@gmail.com. And then Forest is also having a farmers market on February the 14th. Again, if you have questions, you can talk to Dorothy, and her email is at spell it out, at Forest Farmers Market 221@gmail.com. Now, something about Forest, they're not going to meet at their regular spot on February the 14th. I think they have some lingering snow that may be making some unsafe walking paths at their regular location. So for February the 14th, Forest Farmers Market will meet at the Forest Recreation Center, and that's at 1088 Rustic Village Road in Forest, and that'll be from 9 to noon. April the 25th, spring is coming, y'all, and it's going to be a great day here in the county. Huddleston Hog and Highland have an event, and Chapel Creek Farms also has an event on April the 25th. So, Jasmine, tell us what y'all are doing on April the 25th.
So we will be having our Spring Farm Fun Day. We host a spring and a fall farm fun day every year. Originally, it was the fall farm fun day and Pumpkins for Pigs drive. So we have everybody donate their Halloween pumpkins for our pigs to eat. But we started the spring farm fun day last year, and that will be on April 25th from 12 to 5 p.m. We have expanded a lot. So we had to expand parking to the Bethesda church. And then we have like shuttles going back and forth because it's actually a pretty busy day. It's a lot of fun. A lot of local farms actually help us out with volunteers because we have pig petting areas. So you can pet the Highlands, you can pet the piglets. And like I said, some of my local farm friends help us out with that. There's local artisan craft and farm vendors. And then we have some food and drink vendors, which are really good. And the coolest thing is that we're going to use our own beef and pork for barbecue. Porterhouse Catering is going to be helping us this year with that. So we're excited about that. Our farm store, of course, will be open. And we're also having photo minis with our antique red truck. We have a 1952 Ford F2. So people will have photo mini opportunities with that. And it's just going to be a fun afternoon.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Like it.
Just hang out with the animals, walk around, shop
hayride.
local.
And hayride.
And the hayride that Joey helps out with. So that draws a lot of people.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
So, y'all know I'm from Chapel Creek Farms, and so I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're doing. So if you have it timed right, you can go to our event in the morning and then slide on over to their event in the afternoon. So y'all can do all the things in the same day, because I didn't realize yours went till 5. So this is totally doable, y'all. So on April the 25th, we're having burgers and bluegrass at our Montvale storefront, which is 4915 Pike Road in Montvale. New Standard will be in concert, and that's a local favorite. Y'all love them. They do a great job. And we will have our Chapel Creek Farms burgers for sale as well. So this is a great event. And I just think we're all excited about thinking about a day where there's not going to be ice or, snow. So that's why I put April events in. I was just thinking spring. So those are 2 things y'all can do on April the 25th right here in Bedford County. Now, Scott Baker with the Bedford County Extension Office, he wanted our listeners to know that their office is offering a well water testing clinic this spring. April 15th is the actual day. This is an opportunity for citizens to assess the quality of their drinking water and identify any issues and receive recommendations on solutions. If you would like more information, call the office here in Bedford at 540-586-7675. He also wanted me to share that registration for the Central Virginia 4-H and FFA Livestock Show will be open soon. The show is May the 1st and 2nd at the Lynchburg Livestock Market. And he said, just reach out to him, and you can call him at 540-586-7675, and just to learn more about what that looks like. As always, we are so super grateful that Media Squatch has come alongside of us to present our local ag podcast, and we appreciate their dedication and generosity. They're such welcoming hosts. And finally, another super big thanks to Jasmine and Joey for sharing your personal journey, your story. I speak for the community when I say we're behind you, we're encouraging you, we're proud of y'all, and we wish you all the best. This is Melody Divers reminding you to be good to yourself and be good to others.